There is a lot of people. There is lots of people. A lot of, lots of. I'm confused. What's the difference between a lot of and lots of? Which one should I use? Well, you don't have to be confused. They both have the same meaning. They are both the same. Are you sure? But I know there's a difference. There is a difference. The spelling. Ha 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 ha. So funny. Okay, but you have to remember, although they are both the same or have the same meaning, there's a slight difference. Lots of is more informal, That means you can use lots of only in spoken English perhaps. But a lot of is for spoken English and informal writing, informal. So you have to remember a lot of and lots of are both used in spoken English or in informal writing, not for formal writing. Formal, informal. Okay, so now I am writing an email to my friend. Can I use a lot of? Of course, an email to a friend is considered informal writing, so you can use a lot of. Oh, okay, so now I am writing my email. There is a lot of people in the mall. Hey, that's wrong. Huh? How come? Just now you said I can use a lot of. Yes, you can use a lot of, but you have to remember people is in the plural form. People is in the plural form. So you cannot use there is. You should use there are. There are a lot of people in the mall. Oh, now I know. If it is in the singular form, I can use there is. There is a book on the table. Am I right? Yes, you're right, H-boy. I think this is the first time you got it right. Huh? Mr. H, can I ask you about a lot of and lots of again? You still don't get it, do you? I'm still a little bit confused. You told me that I can use a lot of in my email to a friend because it was informal writing. But what if I want to write a formal letter or a formal essay? If I can't use a lot of because it's for informal writing, what can I use? Okay, H-boy, listen, let's put it this way. In a very informal situation, for example, when you are talking to a friend, use lots of. There are lots of people here in the mall. Lots of. In less informal situation, for example, when you are still talking to a friend or when you are writing an email to a friend, use a lot of. There are a lot of people here in the mall. Now, formal situations, for example, when you are writing a formal letter or an essay in the examination, use many instead. There are many people here in the mall. There are lots of people here in the mall. Very informal. There are a lot of people here in the mall. Less informal. There are many people here in the mall. Formal. Have you got it now? Mr. H, that day when I wrote there is a lot of people, you said that it was wrong and I should use there are a lot of people. Again, about a lot of and lots of. What did I say? Didn't I tell you the reason? Yes, you did. You told me that it's because people is in plural. So I should use there are a lot of people, not there is a lot of people. But I always heard people said there's a lot of and there's lots of, not there are a lot of or there are lots of. So what? You're confused again? Yeah. You're always confused. Just remember this. Plural, use there are a lot of, there are lots of. There are lots of people. There are lots of books. There are lots of questions from you. And for uncountable nouns, use there is a lot of, or there is lots of. There's lots of water. There's lots of money. There's lots of confusion. But how come I still heard people said there's lots of people here? There's lots of people here. There's lots of people here. There's lots of people here. Ooh, there's lots of people here. And they are all native speakers, you know? Yes, you will sometimes hear people say there's lots of people instead of there are lots of people. Because it's easier to say there's lots of rather than there are lots of. And yes, even native speakers use it often. But it's only in very informal situations. For example, when they are hanging out with friends. So, you mean it's okay to use there's lots of people? Not there are lots of people? Yes, but it's still grammatically wrong. So don't use it at school, especially in the examinations. Just use there are a lot of people or there are many people.